All right, I'm going to try to help explain some of the problems here on 613, 33 to 35. I actually have all the work done here. I just want to explain what is going on with this picture. Essentially, with number 33, it's kind of just the breakdown. I'm just going to talk about the breakdown. If you look at the original picture up here at 33, I broke it down into three parts. The top part here, this regular rectangle middle part, and then kind of this part off on the right. If you look at the top part, this is just half a cylinder, where from left to right it's 8, and this radius here is half of 7, so it's 3.5. And so you figure out the surface area of, if you notice down here, half a circle, half a rectangle, half a circle there. Okay, the dash, dash, dash lines indicate that these are not the parts that you are including in the surface area. So that is why you're dividing by 2's down here. All right, I'll erase some of this stuff there. So you're going to see in these illustrations some dash, dash, dash lines. All right, the middle part is simply, if you exclude the top and the side on the right, it's just a box here. But there are certain parts of the box that you do not include. You don't include this top because it's not exposed to the surface. You would not include this portion here to the right. It's kind of hard for me to draw because it is not part of the surface. So that's the part here and here. But all the other parts that are exposed to the surface, that you would include. All right. And then finally, over here, we have just this half cylinder. And again, you take half a circle from the top, half a circle from the bottom, and then even half the normally a rectangle going around it. You just take half. So you're going to see a lot of divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2 scenario. All the work here is shown off to the side, but it's really about figuring out what exactly is exposed to the outside and then slowly walk your way through all the calculations. I broke it down into different sections of each part and then add it all together. And it looks like it's about 356 square centimeters for number 33. All right, 34, kind of the same idea. We're just going to break down what is exposed to the outside and breaking it down into three parts: a half a cylinder here to the left, a half a cylinder to the right, and what is exactly in the middle. Now, because you have half here and half here, you could literally just take this and combine them. So all the calculations here, I divided by 2. All these calculations here, I divided by 2's because I'm taking only half a cylinder, but ultimately you're putting them both together. And you could have just treated it like one complete cylinder. The guy in the middle, though, you need to understand that there are a couple of parts here that are not really exposed to the surface. And so you would not include these parts in yellow because if I look back at the original picture, they are right here. So you figure out all the other parts, and I have it down here, part D, E, F, and G. And then, of course, you add it all together, and I cheated here. I have all the calculations set up, and hopefully, if you understand the setup, the picture, the breaking it down, you get an answer of 146.8 meters squared for 34. And finally, we're going to look at number 35 here and break it down into pieces and draw a net, and that's what the net would look like. Essentially, 35 is a box with kind of these two half cylinders chewed out of it. Some of the parts are fairly easy to figure out. If you break it down, you've got a simple rectangle in the front, you've got a simple rectangle in the back. This curved part here is still a rectangle if you look at it carefully, and this curved part here matches up with this portion here, and it is half the circumference, not the complete circumference because it's only half the circumference. So it's still going to be base times height, but the base being only half a circumference. And the most interesting piece is this piece on top. And I'm highlighting it here in red. This kind of, I don't even know what shape this is, but this is, in my net, it is B and F. And essentially what you got to do is to figure out this funky looking piece is you figure out the entire rectangle and minus out a circle because half of it is right here and the other half is right here. And that's what's going on here with B and F. All right, and so then when you calculate everything, hopefully this all makes sense. And again, I cheated. I already had the answers already preset. But take a look at this and hopefully you can understand how we got the setup here. And the answer is for number 35, 194.9 inches squared. But again, draw the nets, take things slowly. What is that picture? Each picture is its own little area and figure out how to calculate those areas.